Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. I wanted to make a quick comment today about the Euro Cup in football or soccer that is going on at the moment. It started this week, and I wanted to talk a bit about the way that this event is happening right now and also the coverage. If you are reading a European newspaper, I'm going out on a limb here, judging from the German newspapers, this event or the sports is dominating the news at the moment. This is in part to be understood, of course. It is a very popular sport, of course, no doubt about that. And maybe after this year, people just really have an appetite for that kind of stuff, for these distractions once again, because so many events were cancelled. And now it is summer, the numbers are going down, so they think it is, it is okay, or they can take the risk, woohoo, to have this event take place. Now, of course, many other things, that is one of the first things one can say, many other things are still not allowed or are happening in a restricted manner. So, for example, children still have to wear masks in many schools in Germany and all these crazy things, and you need tests to go places, while these people, they can just be in a stadium and they can play football or soccer. And that makes you think a little bit. So, but even without that point to be made, it is very clear that these kinds of events are very important for the elites, for the system, for politics. We all know about the concept of bread and circuses, of course, or bread and games, or Brot und Spiele, how we call it in Germany. Maybe this concept is even older, but we always associated that with the Roman Empire. So that means if you want to keep people quiet, you would give them food and entertainment and distractions. And we can see that time and time again with these big sporting events, not just that they are used for propagandistic reasons, but also this element of distracting the people, taking their focus away from certain things. Scandals, for example. Just watch my last videos. There are so many at the moment. But, it is pretty much clear that this event, I mean, if you listen to some right-wingers, you might think that every one of these events is just 100% just a distraction or something. Well, there is a natural appetite, there is a natural interest in the people for these events. That is, of course, true. And it also justifies a certain amount of coverage. In every newspaper, there is, of course, a sports section. But what happens when the first 3 pages of a newspaper is just sports? Or if you have to scroll down on these news websites quite a bit in order to find something that is not sports related. That is how much it actually dominates the news coverage at the moment. And as I said, one part of it is organic, is natural, because people, they want to see that stuff again, and it is a popular sport. But I would also say that it is very, very important for our leaders and administrators to make this happen once again. They want the news to be about sports, so that people are not focusing on what is going on in the realm of politics at the moment. And this sport or these events get special treatment when you compare it to other cultural events, or let's say the opera or orchestra performances, or something like that, or clubs, whatever. So this sport absolutely gets preferential treatment, and I think that is due to the distracting effect that it has on millions and millions of people right now. So, in other ways, politics is, of course, being brought to the sport for a long time. It is used as a vehicle or a platform to, bring ideology to the people, or to infuse it with ideology, diversity, and things like that. But I think at the moment, especially in Germany, with the upcoming elections, there is an interest in promoting this kind of stuff at the moment. And when we look at Hungary, for example, there is another important point to be made. There is a news story right now in Germany, or it's not a story, but it is reported that there are thousands of people on the streets as if there was no pandemic going on in Hungary. And you see these scenes, huge crowds of people, and we've seen that before. I mean, maybe not to that degree, but there were demonstrations and there were always things happening that broke the social distancing rules and all that stuff. And we could never really see that something came from that. And let's see. So let's make one more experiment here, or let's have one more observation now. If next week, let's say in Hungary, there are tens of thousands of sick people, that need immediate treatment and that are in danger or have heavy symptoms, yeah, then maybe something can be said about this story. But if not, if nothing happens next week in Hungary after this super spreader event of gigantic proportions, then yeah, then it's just clear that, well, either it's just summer and this virus is gone for the time being, or also that's another component. If you are outside, in the fresh air, then there is not really a lot to be expected, because most infections happen indoors, of course. Yeah, so as if we needed more proof, we can see that the elites, they wanna have their cake and eat it too, if you want to put it like that, or they always use the pandemic in every situation differently, the way they need it. So if they want to restrict something, then it's dangerous. But if they want something to happen, they make it happen. As you can see with this Euro Cup at the moment, everyone is watching these soccer games. The news is dominated by it. That is what politicians want. This is what the big corporations want. So they make it happen. But school for our children without tests or masks, that is not possible, of course. Now that's crazy. And many other things as well, as I already indicated, like other cultural events, no chance, because it's not up on the priority list. It doesn't serve a immediate purpose for our elites. It doesn't have that sedating effect. And it is, yeah, just very clear also, on the other hand, I have to say, that the people actually want to see this. They are, in Germany at least, I can say, I get the feeling that people are almost starved for this circus that they couldn't enjoy for such a long time, or they could enjoy it only in a very, very restricted way. For example, a stadium without an audience and no chants from the fans in the background. And the atmosphere then is, of course, not like they're used to it, and it is not really that great to look at and to watch. They got used to it eventually, but it wasn't as much fun. And I think now they really want to see that. I had hoped actually that it becomes less popular, not only because it is used as a propaganda tool, but also to take people's focus away. And yeah, polit- this politics that enters the sports, yeah, it made it worse. It spoiled the fun for some fans, but it seems like even this 1 year of a pandemic where there was a little break was not enough in order to spoil this fun, or this circus, this distraction for the people. My feeling is, or my observation, I can almost say, is that they really want that. And well, that is a red pill. It is not like people want to discuss politics all the time, or people want to talk about our problems and they want to demonstrate, and it's just the evil media and the evil corporations and the evil politicians that are just putting football on the agenda every day. No, it is also the people who really want that, if we are real and if we're looking at the facts here. All right, that was just my quick comment on that. Let me know how this is going on in your country. I'm interested in what is going on in your countries if you're in Europe, how this Euro Cup is being treated. And if you're outside of Europe, maybe there are other sporting events, other sports even, than football or soccer that are maybe having the same function in your country. Write me about that in the comments down below. Thanks again. Servus, Kameraden.